What's poppin', y'all? Listen, y'all might have to do Akademiks like they did Ned Stark for the capital crime of meat watching that he just did on Lil Baby. This is one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my entire life. So a little bit of context before I play you guys this clip. We know the beef between Akademiks and Lil Baby. There was supposed to be some boxing match. They've been trying to run a fade for 2 years. Lil Baby reached out to him via DM, said, yo, I'm gonna pull up on you. Akademiks sent him an address, which I believe would have been some sort of an ambush to just air him out because it was at his studio. Regardless, Lil Baby didn't pull up. Lil Baby pulls out of the recent fight, all this other stuff. But Akademiks gets a hit or a hint from some sort of executive, one of these people in this whole like Illuminati thing that people like to reference. And they told him this information that he decided to bring to the public. And he prefaced this. So the preface that he gave is, oh, by the way, guys, this isn't for you, but I'm saying it in front of you. This is to let Lil Baby know that somebody told me this. When if that was the case, he would have just messaged Lil Baby directly because they still have context in DMs. So I'm gonna play you guys the clip right now.
This is not for the fans. I just want Baby to know I've been laughing at this shit for 2 days straight. Baby calls him somebody of notable power and influence and a lot of money and tells him he has an idea for a company for a pill. Chat, it's gonna sound so crazy. You're only going to understand after you now think about every rumor you've heard about him. They said Lil Baby said to yo, I want to invent a pill. Like, again, this is how these rappers are. You know, they're stupid, right? Yo, I want to invent a pill to stop men from off. I swear. I promise you. Y'all going to think I'm lying. I promise you. He tells this that he wants to invent a pill to stop men from off. The person is like, okay. And he then goes on to tell, I promise you. He tells the person that he has a addiction. I'm not lying, y'all. It sounds like I'm lying. That's why I keep saying I'm not lying. And he saw 5 times a day, I promise you. I couldn't believe it. But I believed it. So I couldn't believe it, but I believed it because it made sense with all these like stars I keep saying that they're exposing him for pictures. I'm like, why does this guy need pictures? So apparently, Baby tells, like, you know, these little elite guys in the Fanatics Fest, little conundrum or whatever, that he has a porn addiction that he beats off like 5 times a day. And he thinks a dope business would be to create a pill to stop men from beating off. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The mere fact I heard about this, they think it's stupid, okay? They think it's stupid, but I think they listen to him and be like, oh yeah, that's new. Yeah, that's new. So when I heard it, I said, I don't even think he said that, like, because I think they were like, maybe he was trolling though. I'm like, nah, he wasn't trolling. It makes sense. Ja Morant, he was begging for pictures for. She's a star. He watches, probably watched her perform a lot of times. He wants some material to whack off to. Makes sense. Yo, send me the pictures. I want to, whatever. Now, again, I'm not clowning like as a man, like, yo, because I do whack off. I whack off. Everybody do. But it was just funny to me.
This is actually, I was in shock that I heard this coming out of Akademiks' mouth. Now, the reason for this is because, number one, Akademiks had called out his own Parasocial audience for getting involved with his relationship. I'm not going to pull the clip. This is like, it would take me hours to find it. But he would go on to say like, man, y'all guys tripping about where my D is going, like what's going on with my relationship, this and that. Like, y'all just mind your own business. However, this is a very, very different situation because the people that are Parasocial with Akademiks, they are consuming Akademiks' product, which is his live stream. So when Akademiks had a girl that's cracking eggs on top of his head, I mean that literally, that's not a metaphor, interrupting streams, making him stream less, making him stressed when he's streaming, pulling the internet cord out so his stream cuts off. It's not even Parasocial as much as it is, hey man, the product that you're giving us is janky. So they're pulling up to customer service and they're like, yo, this chick is ruining our product. So it's not even meat watching because they're not tripping off of who Akademiks is cracking. They're just saying, hey, Akademiks, where your meat is going is messing up our product. So that's a completely different scenario. Now you could say like, yeah, it's a little bit like when he goes live, it is what it is, right? And I'm in agreement with that argument. But I'm saying if you're holding that argument, if Akademiks is going to be the one to say like, yo, y'all are parasocial, why are y'all tripping about where my meat is at? Well, Lil Baby's music is completely unaffected by what's going on. The product that Lil Baby puts out is completely unaffected by whatever he's doing with his meat. And your beef with Lil Baby is completely unrelated to what's going on with his meat. So the fact that he put this out is just like it's just insane. It's mind-boggling. And he had to get checked by none other than Charleston White. Because like, yo, if your man's is talking like this, you're like, yo, listen, dog, there's gossip, but like, this is what you had to put out. Now, the sad part is I'm not surprised that Lil Baby moves like this, because Lil Baby was the person that he either did or was willing to buy a Rolls-Royce Cullinan truck for some C-tier OF chick, like some B-tier OF chick. Like, it wasn't even like, what's an A-tier OF chick? I don't know, like Ruby Rose or like Sophie Rain, or who else? Who else is really famous? Sky Bree, right? Like, she's very famous. I don't even know if she's on OF anymore, but like, that's the A-tier, right? Where you're like, okay, I've heard of them on a podcast. They have some level of mainstream online fame. Lil Baby's talking to these gutter chicks who have got probably some PIMP running their stuff. And he was, I don't know if he bought her the Cullinan, but we know Lil Baby is gooned out. Like, he's a top flight gooner. I mean, it's sad. It's kind of heartbreaking. Well, the thing is, too, Lil Baby, if he wants to solve that situation, he could just hop on the finasteride and hope that he's one of the less than 1% people that they decide to overblow the side effects of it. And yeah, his drive will go away and he'll solve this problem. So he doesn't need a pill. Well, actually, that pill would potentially work if he's one of the 1% or even less than 1%, because that side effect is so greatly exaggerated. But there's that option, and then there's the option to, what is it? Maybe take some estrogen. I don't even know. I don't know what other option there could be. Well, Lil Baby confided in someone with that, and for them to, whoever put that out there and leaked it is kind of crazy too. Now, it is a dumb idea, but this is a serious problem, because like, let's just take a look at a very popular young streamer right now, like Rakai, right? Rakai, who is Kai Cenat's protege. Kai Cenat's also some guy that's got this issue, because we've seen him get exposed at least once or twice by these D-tier OF chicks and getting extorted by them for paying for box, 5 bands, 10 bands, whatever. But Rakai, he got exposed for having a goon account on Twitter, X, where he would just talk trash about other people, but also like and bookmark crazy explicit content. And this was the guy's reply.
We get just mad corn on that motherfucker. I had some good bookmarks. Word. Chad, let's have, I say, Chad, go on the account right now. Y'all can see I had some good ass bookmarks. Great bookmarks. So, you talking about? And I don't go, you caught me. Yes, you caught me. I beat my meat. Yes, I have a burner account where I beat my meat at. The f***? Chad, I don't hit the same no more. Like, it's just too much. Chad, it's too much motherfucking, Chad, I don't hit the same. Like, it's too much, viruses. Yeah. Just too much viruses like that. I'm not trying to make my phone glitch and my phone start tweaking and shit like that. What the f***? Twitter mad fire, because it's like, send me them. Yo, okay, hey, all right, chat, chill. Chat, chill. Hey, chat, I met corn. See?
So at the age of 16, this guy's flexing his bookmarks, saying, yeah, the regular stuff don't hit the same. 16 years old, talking about it don't hit the same. Now imagine Lil Baby, who's got 100 M's plus. Yeah, probably nothing hits the same. Hopefully it doesn't get to the Diddy situation where you got to start involving dudes. Then you've gone beyond. But Charleston White calls up Akademiks to check him. And he's like, yo, what the hell's going on over here? So I'm going to play you guys that clip right now, because Charleston White actually had some sense here.
That ain't a good look at. That ain't a good look at. You gotta let that go. That ain't a good look at.
Wait, which one? You gotta talk to me.
Man, the one talking about the boy out 5 times and he star. That ain't a good look. You can't hate on him.
I'm not hating on him.
You can't listen.
I'm not hating on him.
Y'all, you can't go from talking about boxing to hating on him. And this nigga bagging some of the. Oh, just remember, he bagging some of the baddest. In act, you looking like just from the sideline as your partner. Mm-hmm. I don't bother you about nothing. This ain't a good look for you. Listen, and they say the boy got a horse. Did the boy home? That's why he get in the hole. So you can't hate on the who wanted to out all the bad bitches. And you
No.
got no business idea. But you're not harping on the fact that he has low intellectual. You're harping on the fact that the guy has a serial malnutrition problem. He's bagging all the baddest bitches. He's willing to pay tens of thousands of dollars to fuck a player. I'm willing to if I had his money. You can't hate on a player. India player. Hold on.
No. Go ahead. You cook it. I like it.
Hey, he all the baddest, and he ain't saying nothing. He keeping quiet.
Okay.
You can't hate on that nigga, homie. He'll be a player. You can't hate on the player now. But
okay, you think I should offer help? You think I should offer help or not?
I think you need to quit talking about his malnutrition problem. Talk back to fighting again. Tell him, Lord,
he don't want to fight though.
Then leave his alone. You look
no.
Like
I don't care about it. I do want to fight.
So, hey, when a nigga don't want to fight, you bow out gracefully.
Okay. Because
you're gonna end up looking like the villain. Because he's not talking. You're talking. Once a say he don't want to fight, what is there to talk about that?
No, you're right. No, I just thought that was funny. But you know what, Charleston? I'm one of those people. I'm also willing. I also could take correction. I hear what you're saying, and seeing it from how you explained it, you are right, right? Because I ain't gonna lie to you. It's kind of like there's a few people, they'll talk about me, and then it'll be like they'll start talking about my dick, and I'm like, all right, now we're
so off rip. Charleston White, I mean, the part where he's talking about, Lil Baby, he got some horse, like whatever he's talking about is meat. I don't want to hear nothing about that. But he is making a good point where he's saying like, yo, you're getting so far into Lil Baby when Lil Baby doesn't talk about these chicks in public. He doesn't address these chicks in public. If he's tricking, he's trying to keep the tricking on the low, because there was also another chick that said she tried to pull up on Lil Baby and her man was in the whip with the blick, and Lil Baby thought he was being set up. So Lil Baby's homies were there and she ended up leaving, or he was paying her to leave and he didn't even want to crack. So Lil Baby's trying to handle his tricking and keep it on the complete DL. He's not flexing that he's a player or anything like that. And you're out here like you're kind of looking like you're hating, because this guy's got a bunch of bread. He's throwing it around. He's cracking chicks. And your issue with him was you were trying to run the fade. So because the fade or the boxing match isn't happening, now you're moving on to talking about his meat. You're the one that looks crazy, not Lil Baby. This is actually doing Lil Baby a service, because now he could be like, yo, this guy's just worried about my meat. You think I'm gonna hop in the ring with this guy? He might want to grab it, touch on it, see if it's really what these chicks be talking about. That would be a good response from Lil Baby, if we're being honest. So this was great. Akademiks did take it fair as well, and he was like, yeah, damn, maybe I was tripping about that. Yeah, that's not a good look. Nah, it is not a good look whatsoever. Now, this is a funny anecdote, but it's not an anecdote that you publicly declare or announce or try to spread about Lil Baby. Now, maybe if Lil Baby got a kid, that's another one that you could probably leak, but do people even really care about that either? He got another kid. I feel like they only cared about it with Drake because Drake didn't have any kids. But I feel like if a rapper has one or two kids and then they just have some random other, like there are rappers that got kids, like Ski Mask, Lil Yachty. Some of y'all are probably like, wait, they got kids? Yeah, they've had kids for years. But it's just a nothing burger because nobody really cares. And I do like the fact that they really do keep it under wraps. So shout out to them for that. Well, they don't keep it private. They're just not publicizing it. So yeah, I'm not exposing anything that isn't public information about these guys. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do you think this was a good move by Akademiks, or do you think this is crazy levels of meat watching? Because if you got to go through other channels to figure out what's going on there, and if this is the best thing that people can come up with for Lil Baby, then there must not be much out there. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see you on the next one. We got to go vegan after this.